Coming up on this February edition of Hawkeye News, school was closed due to ice and snow. While many of us enjoyed the sleep, one must pay the price. The district has chosen a makeup date. Learn when it will be, coming up.
Plus, one of our most informative segments for students and parents, the Counselor's Corner. We are excited to welcome back our counselors in 2007. News students can use straight ahead.
Also, the Red Oak ISD Practical Parenting Program held the 3rd annual Phyllis Dodd Memorial Parent of the Year Awards. Find out who the winners are later in our show.
In addition, the Acorn Academy held their first ever awards ceremony. Hear how students with the right attitude set the course for a much better future in this Student Life Report.
And Hawkeye News crime reporter Leslie Rangel is back and shows us how the Red Oak ISD Police Department and the District Safe School Committee have teamed up with Alan J. Oliver Productions to produce an informative look at the district's emergency operations plan.
And finally, Hawkeye News is coming to a classroom near you in March. Learn where the Hawkeye News team will be visiting and why. All coming up next on this edition of Hawkeye News.
You're watching Hawkeye News with Katie Stanglin, Brandon Scott, Sports with Curtis Kelsey, plus Leslie Rangel with our crime-fighting reports, and more news coverage with our Hawkeye News Junior High team. Also, What's Up at the WC with Lexi Belote. Plus, academic and student life reports with our Hawkeye News team. Hawkeye News.
Leadership
you can depend on.
Hawkeye News starts now.
Welcome to this Valentine's edition of Hawkeye News for February 2007. I'm Katie Stanglin.
And I'm Brandon Scott. As winter enters its final stages, we begin to think of fun things like spring break, outdoor sports, and warmer temperatures.
Things are beginning to heat up, and we'll take a look ahead with our counselors as they get us ready for the final academic push of the year.
Plus, as all of you know, one of the biggest events of the year, the Mr. and Mrs. Red Oak pageant, was held in mid-February.
Joining us now from the Mr. and Ms. Red Oak pageant is Hawkeye News reporter Lindsay Love with a sneak peek at this year's wild and crazy performances. Lindsay?
Thanks, Katie and Brandon. You're right. This year's Mr. and Mrs. Red Oak pageant is standing room only, as this year's all-female contestants did their best to impress the judges. This event raises money for Project Success and drug-free Red Oak ISD students. I'll bring you highlights from the pageant and reveal this year's winners, a story you will only see here on Hawkeye News. Katie and Brandon, back to you.
Thanks, Lindsay. We look forward to hearing much more about this year's pageant later in our show.
If you missed an episode of Hawkeye News, students, teachers, and anyone in the world can check us out at the World Wide Web at www.hawkeye-news.com.
Hawkeye News continues to bring you more news and information from in and around ROISD with our extended team coverage. Before we get started, here's Hawkeye News reporter Catherine Martinez with a look at how the Red Oak ISD 2007 bond election is coming along. Catherine?
Thanks, Katie and Brandon. Coming up, our first look at the details surrounding the Red Oak ISD 2007 bond election. I will have information and discuss the estimated cost of the bond and the three major components that make up the proposal. Plus, find out how you can keep up with the bond election online. All this and more coming up in just a few minutes. First, back to Katie and Brandon with this month's top stories.
With the recent resignation and retirement of Superintendent Craig Stockstill, the board once again finds itself in the process of hiring the next leader of Red Oak ISD. The board has elected to do their own search with the help of a committee made up of local citizens and staff members who will review all applications. Prospective applicants can check out the hiring brochure and application online at www.redoakisd.org. Screening of the applications began on February 19th, with the first reviews being done February 19th through the 28th. The first round of interviews will be March 9th through the 17th, with the selection of the semifinalists expected on March 19th. Additional interviews have been set up for March 22nd through 26th, with a home district visit by school board members scheduled from March 29th through April 5th. The board hopes to announce its lone finalists on April 9th. The board selection and vote is scheduled to take place on April 30th. We wish the board and the committee best wishes in their search for the next superintendent of our recognized school district. We will keep you posted on any updates from the board or from the interim superintendent, Mr. Raisler, in the coming months.
While many of us enjoyed the extra sleep on the icy day in January, one must pay the price sometimes, and the district has chosen to make up the ice day on Monday, April 23rd. This was shown as a bad weather day on the schedule, but will be a regular day of school to make up for our day off in January.
Fighting domestic abuse is everyone's business, and that's why we wanted to let all our students know about an exciting event coming up on March 3rd to raise money towards the efforts to end domestic violence. Duncanville-based Delivered Out Ministries will host the Teens Against Domestic Abuse Skate for Hope 2007, Saturday, March 3rd at Redbird Skateland in Duncanville. The skating event for girls across the Metroplex ages 13 to 18 aims to encourage teens to be advocates against family violence, teen dating violence, and sexual assault in their schools, churches, and communities. The girls met for a seminar Saturday, February 3rd at Loving Fellowship Baptist Church in Duncanville. If you would like to learn more about this event or about the Teens Against Domestic Abuse group, you can call 214-207-7648 or email at deliveredoutministries@yahoo.com.
For more information on the growth of our city and school district, Hawkeye News reporter Catherine Martinez is back with part one of her continuing coverage of the 2007 Red Oak ISD bond election.
Last month, Hawkeye News reported that many more businesses were moving into town, and city leaders feel that 2007 will be one of the highest population jumps in our city's history. Catherine?
Red Oak ISD Board of Trustees accepted the 2007 bond election proposal at the February 19th school board meeting. Over the last few years, Red Oak ISD has strategically implemented construction projects to help accommodate the increase in student growth. Past successful bond programs have helped Red Oak ISD keep up with the growing community by continuing to add new facilities. This month, we will examine some of the details of the 2007 bond proposal in part one of my ongoing coverage of this important election. The Red Oak ISD has a proud history of achievement in working for educational excellence and in teaching skills for lifelong success. Embracing progress and maintaining tradition, Red Oak ISD continues to support superior educational opportunities for each and every student. Successful bond programs have helped Red Oak ISD keep up with the growing community by continuing to add new facilities. The district is proud of its state-of-the-art career and technology building. A previous bond election allowed the district to add the beautiful new Red Oak Elementary as well as renovations to the old Red Oak Elementary, converting the facility into an administration annex. Also included was the high school press box. Enrollment growth in Red Oak ISD will continue to expand, resulting from strong single-family housing growth. The North Central Texas Council of Governments ranked Red Oak as one of the fastest-growing communities in this area. In 2006, the Growth Management Committee reached the unanimous conclusion that based upon district growth and current district family capacities and district maintenance, it is recommended that Red Oak Independent School District call a bond election for May of 2007. The committee recommends that this program include the following provisions: a new high school at $73.5 million, a new elementary school at $14.5 million, and district maintenance projects at $7 million. This total package will cost $95 million. As listed, the proposal includes a replacement high school that will be constructed on a new site with an initial capacity of 2,400 students and a core function capacity with a library, kitchen, and a cafeteria of 2,800 for future expansion. This new Red Oak High School would plan to open in August of 2010. A performing arts center with a capacity of 1,200 is included in the high school project. Also included in this package is new replacement Shields Elementary School, which will be constructed on a new site with a capacity of 700 students. The new Shields Elementary School will plan to open in August of 2008. Shields Elementary is currently over capacity and is our oldest elementary school. And last, the bond proposal will address the immediate and preventative maintenance needs of all the campuses. Much needed repairs will be completed and addressed. Also included within this bond proposal are district-wide security needs for all campuses. For continued coverage or to gain more information about the 2007 bond election, you can visit the district website at www.redokeisd.org. Or to see this report again and other news stories, visit www.hawkeye-news.com. Click on the bond election banner to enter this section of our site. Here you will find video clips and information provided by Red Oak ISD concerning the bond election. Please check back for future updates. Next month, in Part 2 of our continuing coverage of the Red Oak ISD 2007 bond election, we will go in-depth on the details in relocating of Red Oak High School and Shields Elementary, what this means for the junior high campuses and intermediate school. In addition, we will discuss issues being addressed at all campuses. Reporting for Hawkeye News, I'm Catherine Martinez.
Last month, we brought you a brief report on the City of Red Oak's new website. This month, we take a closer look at the website features. The City of Red Oak is a growing community, and with this growth comes the need for more information for its citizens and those who may be interested in moving to the City of Red Oak. Working with Hawkeye News producer Alan Oliver and Mr. Richard Kinney of YourWebGuys.com, the City of Red Oak is proud to announce the new website, www.redoaktx.org, is up and running. You can check out information on city service, gain contact information, building code information, and even see a video highlighting the best our city has to offer. Citizens can find out when public meetings are held, see meeting agendas, and even contact their mayor or council members if they have concerns. We invite our viewers to check out the site at www.redoaktx.org and to share this site with others who could benefit from all the information that can be found on the World Wide Web.
Each month, we try to bring you one of the most informative segments for our students and parents, the Counselor's Corner. But January was just too busy for our hardworking counselors as testing and much more was taking place during the filming of our January show. So we are excited to welcome back our counselors to bring us up to date on some important information from the Counselor's Corner.
I'm Moppy Miller. I'm one of the high school counselors, and I'm here to tell you some of the things that are coming up. Hopefully you'll see this at the end of February, 1st of March, so here we go. Seniors, 3 words to tell you. Scholarships, scholarships, scholarships. If you didn't hear that, one more time. Scholarships, scholarships, scholarships. Those of you who are underclassmen, you know that you have finished by now the ELA, the TAX ELA, English Language Arts, but you have Math, Science, and Social Studies that are coming up, so make sure you take care of business in that. Also, seniors, we are sending out letters to you you should have already received, and hopefully by this time you will have taken care of. 40 of you need something through Plato or correspondence or credit by exam. These are needed to graduate, so make sure you meet your deadlines. Tax, tax, tax. Scholarships, scholarships, scholarships. Can't say those words enough. And for our staff coming up, this will be a fun thing for us, our first annual chili cook-off and cornbread captain contest. So make sure that you make plans for March the 7th, I think that's a Wednesday, for our chili cook-off. Money goes to our local scholarships. If you have any questions or need anything, please come by and see us. See you next month.
We thank our counselors who, along with Miss Cleveland, never get enough credit for all the hard work they do to help us reach our academic goals and dreams. We encourage students and parents to pay close attention to this segment and to check back on our website at www.hawkeye-news.com and click on the Counselor's Corner to stay up to date on important news and information from the Counselor's Office.
Many times we all get so busy with our active high school lifestyles, we forget to stop and thank those who help us the most, our parents. It is with this in mind that the Red Oak ISD Practical Parenting Program, along with the Ellis County PTA, has developed a wonderful awards ceremony called the Mother and Father of the Year. The program was designed to let students nominate their parents for this special award. Students from each campus are given the opportunity to write a paper describing why their mother or father should be Mother or Father of the Year. The committee then reads each of these nominations and makes selections. This year's ceremony was held on Thursday, February 8th. The program has been renamed to honor Mrs. Phyllis Dodd, a longtime teacher and counselor and one of the developers of the ROISD Practical Parenting Program, who was tragically killed 3 years ago in an automobile accident. This year's winners were presented with beautiful plaques and certificates. Photographs were also taken and submitted to the Ellis County Chronicle to honor these outstanding and supportive parents. Congratulations to this year's winners. We would like to congratulate all the parents who were nominated for their dedication and commitments to their children, and a special thanks to the Practical Parenting Program and Ellis County PTA for hosting such a worthwhile event.
Many of us associate Acorn Academy with trouble, but this can be just the place to help refocus students, and if gone into with the right attitude, can set the course for a much better future after one of those stumbles we sometimes have in life. That's why this story is pretty amazing. Many of the directors and coordinators at the Acorn Academy wanted to share this first ever award ceremony with us to show that making lemonade out of lemons, so to speak, is possible if you put your mind to it. Mr. John Hain, the director of the PASS AEP program with the full support of Special Programs Director Dr. Joyce Shaw and Mr. Rick Goodell, were proud to honor two students, Mark Thomas, a 9th grader, and Michael Guy, a 10th grader. The Acorn Medallion Award went to Mark for displaying an exemplary level of maturity in his behavior while in the program, and the Mullins Mentate Award went to Michael for recognition of his work in the mentoring program under Mr. Mullins' supervision. While no one wants to be placed outside the regular school setting, there are things that can happen in life that can set the tone for our future. We congratulate these students for turning a negative into a positive, and we hope that the efforts of the Acorn staff will encourage others to make better choices for their future. Thanks to Mr. Hain for his staff and letting us know about these awards. We look forward to hearing more good news from the Acorn in the future.
One of the up-and-coming groups at Red Oak High School in the past few years has been our cosmetology and auto tech groups under the leadership and training of Mrs. Gatling and Mr. Fagan. Recently, these students took their skills to the annual USA Skills Testing Competition in Waco. Red Oak High School cosmetology students competed at the 2007 Skills USA competition and came home with several awards and the right to compete in the state competitions later in March. Our congratulations go out to the following winners. Also competing in skills competitions earlier this year was our Auto Tech department, who once again had an outstanding showing at the 2007 Skills USA District 6 Automotive and Diesel Service Competition, held at Texas State Technical College in Waco on January 26th. Here are the results from that competition. Mr. Fagan stated that all these young men have qualified to compete at the state competition in March, and that he is very proud of them all. We at Hawkeye News add our congratulations to the cosmetology and auto tech departments for a job well done in representing Red Oak High School. While we were sending our congratulations, we wanted to send out a big congratulations to senior Josh Goodwin, who was recently recognized at the January 22nd school board meeting for his appointment to the All-State Choir for Texas.
Many times we forget to stop and say thank you to those who support us in life, and it's nice when our men and women who serve our community and the fire and police departments get the thanks they deserve. Recently, these departments did get a special appreciation award from our parent organization, Project Success. For many years, both the Red Oak Fire and Police Departments have been showing their support for students and their safety. The Project Success Drug Education Program recently presented Chief Eric Thompson of the Red Oak Fire Department and Deputy Chief Steve Anderson with the Red Oak Police Department with beautiful statue awards for their assistance with the 2006 Shattered Dreams and Mock Disaster Drill projects. Project Success President Linda Hamill and Treasurer Donna Knight made the presentations at the Red Oak Municipal Court building in late January. The efforts of these departments, along with several others in the area, such as the Ovilla Police and Fire Departments, as well as the Glen Heights Fire Departments, have been instrumental in the success of making the Shattered Dreams movie and the drills which test the district's readiness in case of a crisis. It is great to honor these men and women of the Fire and Police Departments, and we here at Hawkeye News would like to thank them as well for putting their lives on the line each and every day.
The Hawks Against Destructive Decisions Inspiring Teens have set their spring calendar of events and are excited to see if all these great plans can be carried out, starting with the first scheduled event on March 24th, as Haddett will host another Mentor Field Day event. All Red Oak High School students are eligible to take part and join Haddett. An organization President Erica Muhammad encourages everyone to sign up and become involved in the upcoming events scheduled from now until May. The first event on the spring calendar is the Mentor event, where ROHS students will host 4th through 6th graders from around the district in a fun-filled day, complete with sack races, egg and water balloon tosses, free pizza, and much more. The events in the past have been a lot of fun for all involved and show our younger students that having fun and enjoying life is a reality without drugs and alcohol, which many students turn to in their junior high and high school years. The organization is also planning a wiffle ball tournament on April 21st. Wiffle ball is played with a plastic ball and bat and played like baseball. The event looks to be a lot of fun and teams will sign up to play in the tournament beginning in early March. Pay attention to announcements and you can pick up a flyer at your campus office during the first week of March. Haddett is also looking to team up with Red Oak High School Encounter to sponsor an Ultimate Frisbee tournament on May 19th. The details are upcoming, so be sure and check with a Haddett or Encounter representative if you would like more information on this awesome event. All students can sign up to be a part of Haddett. You can pick up an application form near campus office anytime. The next general meeting for Haddett has not been posted yet, so listen for the announcements and check out the messages on the marquee in front of the high school for meeting notices.
Recently, Miss Debbie Temple of the Red Oak ISD Public Relations Department sent us some great photos of Mr. Bill Miller's Technology Systems class as they studied the world of science and technology. Red Oak High School students in Mr. Bill Miller's Technology Systems class had an overview of the different systems used in the manufacturing process of rockets. The rocket launch is a problem-solving activity in which the students are challenged to make an action-reaction rocket engine out of a 2-liter Coke bottle. They designed the rocket on the CAD program and as a 2-person team using their scientific research decide what is the best size and number of fins, air shrouding, balance, etc. The team then manufactures the rocket and tests their theories. The teams who use sound scientific design along with quality construction usually finish first. The winning team usually has a launch over 300 feet. The record launch is 495 feet. At the end of the day, there are 7 winning teams who will not hesitate to tell you why their design was best. Thanks to Ms. Temple for your great photos and news from around the district. If you would like to know more about classes you can take in the field of technology, you can check in with Mr. Miller or one of your high school counselors.
It seems that we never have enough time to get caught up. This is not only a problem for us upperclassmen, but the same could be said for our freshman counterparts.
This month, one of those busy freshmen, Lexi Belote, brings us her latest edition of What's Up at the WC. How are things going, Lexi?
Things are going great here, but you are certainly right. These are busy times for me and my fellow freshman classmates as we stay busy with academics, athletics, and many extracurricular activities. This month at the WC, many students have been covered in homework and projects. It is hard to juggle all the new work you have been introduced to, especially freshman year. Here are some study tips to help you get on top of your work. First, set priorities. Second, listen and take good notes in class. Third, study. Fourth, know your teacher. Set a specific time to study and do homework every day. Sixth, don't procrastinate. Following these simple steps will help you make your freshman year a successful one. Also, if you would like to help raise money for Student Council, stop by Miss Massad's room and buy a sucker for 25 cents. The Student Council store is going to open up again, so take a look during your lunch period. They are selling rulers, pencils, pens, erasers, folders, spirals, index cards, and more, so drop by for a visit. Also, if you would like to help raise money for scholarships for the seniors getting ready for college, come by the WC Candy Table, located just outside the cafeteria. They sell many different types of candy and snacks. A regular size snack is 60 cents and a snack size treat is only 25 cents. So there is bound to be something that is affordable that will also make your taste buds happy. If you would like to join Hadit, then pick up a form in the office. It's a great organization and a lot of fun, so pick up your form today. See you next month. I'm Lexi Below, and that's what's up at the WC. Back to you guys in the studio.
It's time to turn it over to junior high anchor Chris McClure to see what's happening these days at the junior high.
How's it going, Chris?
Things are going great, guys, and busy as usual for my fellow junior high classmates. Hello, Red Oak Junior High. It's time for this month's Junior High in Review. Have you ever had to concentrate so hard you thought your head would explode? Well, if you've ever been on the Math Counts team, you might have felt just that way, and the team recently competed on February 3rd in the Math Counts competition. On February 2nd, 128 students from the Dallas area met in Richardson to compete in the Math Counts regional competition. Both Red Oak Junior High and intermediate schools sent teams to compete in this national math contest for 6th through 8th graders. The teams have worked hard preparing for this event, practicing on Friday afternoons all year. After winning Best New School last year, the junior high team improved to 6th place overall and was pleased to bring home the trophy for Most Improved School. The highest scoring individual competitor from Red Oak was 7th grader Austin Walker. Austin and the rest of the team will be recognized at a school board meeting later this year. The 8th graders in the Math Counts team would like to thank Mrs. Vogler, Ms. Jameson, and Mrs. Peterson for 3 great years of fun and math experience. They'll help us throughout high school. And we wish next year's team the best of luck in continuing Red Oak's winning tradition. Now I'll find out a little bit more about one of our Red Oak Junior High teachers with our very own Casey Bird, who brings us this month's Up Close and Personal segment. Casey?
Thanks, Chris. This month we introduce you to our new counselor, Mrs. Bowers, who is in her first year here at Red Oak Junior High. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
What is your current position at Red Oak Junior High?
I am the 7th grade counselor.
How long have you been a counselor?
This is my 2nd year of being a counselor.
What job did you hold prior to becoming a counselor?
I was a middle school, high school band director for 16 years.
Why did you choose counseling as a career?
Because I like working with kids more one-on-one, talking with them, helping them work through problems, setting goals with them, and helping them look towards the future.
Where did you receive your counseling degree?
At Utah State University in Logan, Utah.
What are some of your job duties as a counselor?
Right now it's tax testing, arranging schedules for students, meeting with students. There's a bunch of paperwork that we have to do for the 504 programs, other little extra things that we have to do throughout the year.
What is the most important piece of information you can share with our 7th grade students?
This is a real serious one, that everybody is somebody. Everybody is somebody's son, daughter, brother, sister. You guys aren't mothers or fathers yet, but you have mothers or fathers. And so everyone is entitled to respect and dignity as a human being. And it's important to remember that respect is not something that you earn, it's something that you give.
What is the most rewarding part of your job?
Talking to kids, when I see kids like in Walmart or Target or something and they're, "Hi, Mrs. Bowers," that's really cool and it makes me feel really good.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Casey.
I will be back in April with another Up Close and Personal. Reporting for Hawkeye News, I'm Casey Bird. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Casey. Now for our final story, we find out how a field trip can truly be both educational and inspirational with this story from Hawkeye News reporter Roseanne Foster. Roseanne?
Thanks, Chris. In a departure from the traditional zoo and science museum field trips, this year the one-act team in 8th grade pre-AP English classes, taught by Alana Ade, visited the Dallas Holocaust and Memorial Museum in January. This field trip is an enrichment activity and it expands on one version of Anne Frank's diary, which was read by these students. The Holocaust was the killing of approximately 6 million Jewish people during World War II by Nazi Germans in concentration camps. It's difficult for middle-class American students who are often considered overfed and, in comparison to much of the world, privileged to imagine living in fear and being transported in a cattle car to die. At the Holocaust Museum, these facts became more real as students viewed pictures, art, stories, and various other artifacts, including an actual cattle car. Students also had the privilege of speaking to Holocaust survivor Mike Jacobs, who helped them grasp a basic understanding of the horrific crimes committed by Nazis in the 1940s. With the trip to the Holocaust Museum, Red Oak students began to understand the importance of tolerance and understanding, and thus have learned a valuable lesson from history that can help change the future for the better. Reporting for Hawkeye News, I'm Roseanne Foster. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Roseanne, and thanks to all our teachers at the junior high who turn on televisions that allow our fellow classmates to hear all the great news from around the district on Hawkeye News each month. That'll do it for February, and that's your junior high in review.
Thanks, Chris.
We'll see you next month. It's time to check out the great news from around our elementary and intermediate schools.
Here's this month's elementary and intermediate report.
In a rare sighting, the students around the district got to see the little white stuff falling from the clouds last month. And while the snow did not stick on the ground and no snowmen could be made, some of our elementary students submitted photos to show just how much fun a few snowflakes could be for our elementary students.
Each month, the Red Oak Lions Club honors a local Red Oak ISD student for outstanding accomplishments and citizenship in their school. Woodin Elementary counselor Nancy Toney was excited to share the January winner, Madison Toomey, who is a 4th grader in Miss Barbara Yarborough's class. Mrs. Toney added that Madison's teacher, Mrs. Yarborough, along with her parents, Dan and Jennifer Toomey, were on hand and were, of course, very proud of Madison.
Winter's coming to an end. Well, that's what pre-K students from Rhonda Gilbert's PPCD1 class at ROE would tell you, if you believe the word of the world-famous groundhog. Each student made a groundhog mask and paraded to the principal's office to show off their work and to spread the news of an early spring this year.
ROE students have been learning a lot of new things this year from their music teacher, Mrs. Deborah Sykes. Students are learning a new song, which will advance them to a new level.
Campus representatives Terry McAdams and Blake Sapp have started a fundraising drive for Project Success by challenging the other elementary schools in a penny campaign to raise money for Project Success drug education. There's a penny challenge between Shields Elementary, ROE, and Woodin Elementary to raise money for Project Success, ROISD's drug awareness program. The money was donated during the performance of Miss Red Oak pageant on February 17th.
Eastridge Elementary wanted to congratulate January Students of the Month and Employee of the Month, Caitlin Scott, Mrs. McDowell, Nick Taylor, Brooke Rainey, Landry Brown, Riley Grimes, Victoria Fogel, and Abram Rogers. Great job to all these wonderful students and Mrs. McDowell.
Recently, the Kinders, 1st grades and 2nd grades made get well cards for our wounded American soldiers during guidance time. We would like to thank Shields counselor Miss Scott for letting us know about these great kids taking time to remember those who do so much for our country.
GT students in 1st through 4th grades had a special guest this month. Mrs. Flora Labram, who was originally from Taiwan, taught the students how to write numbers and letters in Chinese. They began by learning the 4 components of the traditional ink writing. The students had to soak their brushes in hot water to prepare for writing. There is also a special way to hold the brush, which the students practiced. They then made their own ink to dip the brush in by using a traditional ink stick and ink stone from China. The students practiced on special parchment-type paper also from China. This was not an easy activity. Even writing the number 1 correctly was a challenge, but the students loved this experience. This activity followed a unit of study the children have been involved in regarding the Chinese calendar. The students have also explored other ancient calendar systems from around the world.
One of the highlights each year for the 5th graders in Project Success is the designing of the official Project Success Drug Education t-shirt. Each 5th grader can work alone or in groups to design a shirt that is voted on by the entire 5th grade class. The winning shirt becomes the official shirt for Project Success for the year and has a listing of this year's PS corporate sponsors on the back. This year's winners are Jade Flores and Leah Baxter. Congratulations, Jade and Leah.
Red Oak Intermediate School would like to congratulate its Students of the Month for January. These students truly exemplify the 6 pillars of character and always give their best for ROI. Congratulations also go to our dedicated employees of the month, 6th White Science teacher Rita Ryan and paraprofessional Linda Stringer. It's time for sports with sports anchor Curtis Kelsey, who has news on basketball, soccer, powerlifting, tennis, golf, track and field, as well as baseball and softball.
February has to be the most active sports month of the year. So how are the Hawks and Lady Hawk athletes looking these days, Curtis?
Thanks, guys. You're certainly right. It is the busiest month of the year with so many sports ending while others are just getting kicked off. And we will take a look at it all after a word from our awesome sponsor, Mr. Denny Humphreys at State Farm Insurance.
This month's Hawkeye News Sports is brought to you by Danny Humphreys at State Farm. Sports with Curtis Kelsey.
Welcome back, Hawks sports fans. It's sports time. The beginning of 07 is a time of sports action all over Red Oak ISD. And we kick off this month with a look at our boys and girls basketball teams who wrapped up their seasons in February. On the girls' side, our Lady Hawks finished with an overall record of 10 wins, 21 losses, with a district record of 3 wins and 9 losses, and missed the playoffs for the first time in the past 3 years. The ladies worked hard all year, and a few of our Lady Hawks were rewarded with district honors as senior Ashley Gray was named the 15-4A Offensive Player of the Year. Joining Ashley in district honors was Lauren Smith, who was named to the first team, and Tyra Patton, who was named to the second team All-District. Congratulations to Ashley, Lauren, Tyra, and all the Lady Hawks on all your hard work this season. The Lady Hawks will once again be forced to learn a new system and style, as Hawkeye News has learned that Coach Short has resigned and will be leaving the district at the end of the season. Good luck to Coach Short wherever his next job may be. We will bring you more next season on the new leader of the Lady Hawks program for the 2007-2008 season ahead. While the Lady Hawks finished up their season on February 6th, the boys' season went a little longer and came to a close with the tough loss at home against Corsicana. The Hawks also faced new ground as their long run in the postseason over the past several years came to a close this year. With an overall 12 wins and 19 losses on the season, and 3 wins and 9 losses in district play. The Hawks had many ups and downs under longtime coach Preston Foster, and also found the new District 15-4A to be tough. With many of the district playoff teams still in action from 15-4A, we will not have all district selections at press time, but we will catch you up with this information on our March show. We will also look forward to seeing how the Hawks get ready for the 07-08 season, with several returning starters from this year's varsity coming back next season. Another of our sports groups that is off to an outstanding start this year is our boys and girls varsity soccer teams under the new leadership of Coach Cottrell for the boys and Coach Norrell for the girls. On the girls' side, it was not a surprise that the Lady Hawks have had early success, but it has really excited the Lady Hawks fans and shocked many in the area that the ladies have tallied up 10 straight wins. The Lady Hawks kicked off the streak with a 13-0 victory over a district foe, Lancaster, at Lancaster, followed up by a non-district win 2-0 over a good Carrollton R.L. Turner team. The Lady Hawks, like the Hawks, are not in the traditional 15-4A we are used to. They are part of a soccer district that includes teams such as Forney, Terrell, Kaufman, Maybank, and Ferris, and these teams in that order, along with rivals Ennis, Waxahachie, and Corsicana, have all been victims of Lady Hawks dominance thus far this year. The ladies down Forney 2-0, Ennis 6-0, Waxahachie 4-0, Terrell 3-0, Kaufman 7-2, Maybank 6-0, and Ferris 9-0. We will keep you up to date on our currently number 8 ranked Lady Hawks as the season progresses. On the boys' side, success has come from hard work and dedication of the team under the leadership of Coach Aaron Cottrell. The Hawks got off to a great start before district and have rolled up wins over Lancaster, Forney, Ennis, Waxahachie, Terrell, Kaufman, Ferris, Maybank, and Corsicana. An undefeated first round has the Hawks and their fans excited about the second half, but the team will have to keep their focus as some wins in district came by the narrowest of margins, including the 1-0 shootout win over Waxahachie. The Hawks will have home matches in the second half of district against Lancaster, Ennis, Terrell, and Maybank, and road games against Forney, Waxahachie on March 2nd, Kaufman, Ferris, and Corsicana. Congratulations to both the Hawks and Lady Hawks on a great season thus far, and we encourage all of our students to show support for our playoff-bound soccer teams. We know it can be cold watching soccer games, but things are going to be heating up as the season rolls on the field and off. Best wishes to the soccer program, who is definitely making a name for themselves this year. Another group of athletes finding some success again this year has been our swim team under the direction of Coach Gretchen Ganoza. The swim team, in only its second year of existence, has been getting a lot of attention in the state, as several of our swimmers have qualified for a regional swim meet held early in January. Highlights from the meet included both Jeremy Ganoza and Maddie Hooper finishing in the top 8 out of 267 swimmers in region. Maddie also finished 10th in the 200 freestyle and 8th in the butterfly. Casey Karwalski finished a strong 22nd in the 200 medley, while Zach Ganoza finished 11th in the 200 individual medley for the guys. Jeremy Ganoza was also 9th in the 500 freestyle and 5th in the 100 breaststroke. Congratulations to the swim team athletes for another great season, and we look forward to seeing just how far this program can go in the future. In other sports news, the powerlifting teams under the direction of Coach Thompson have also been hard at work in the weight room this year. The athletes did a great job, and on the boys' side, the team was led at the Crowley meet by Seth Evans and Tim Hooper, who had a total weight lifted of 1,180 and 1,165 respectively. The team did great, and many have continued to up their lifting totals as the years have progressed. We have not received any information from the girls' team or other meets that have taken place in February. We also want to send a special thank you to our Hawkeye News photojournalists Justin Lentz and Ryan Garr, who have captured a lot of sports action for us this month. As you can see, there's sports going on everywhere, and we encourage you to check out much more on Red Oak ISD sports at the Athletic Zone, which can be found at www.hawkeye-news.com, and click on the Athletic Zone square. That does it from here for now. I'm Curtis Kelsey. Back to you, Katie and Brandon in the studio.
After all the Happy New Year's greetings in January, most people reflect on their lives and think about making positive changes.
This month, Hawkeye News reporter India Fernandez decided to go in search of what Red Oak High School students and staff have set for their New Year's resolutions. India?
Thanks, Katie and Brandon. Yes, with the beginning of a new year, many people have vowed to make this new year a better one. New Year's resolutions are often a part of this improvement. A national survey states losing weight, getting more organized, and working out were some of the top New Year's resolutions each year. But what are our friends here at Red Oak High School planning for their very own New Year's resolutions?
Our New Year's resolution is to be better cosmetologists.
My New Year's resolution is to be the best principal that I can be and to lead Red Oak High School to the best year ever.
My New Year's resolution is to eat healthier.
My New Year's resolution is
My New Year's resolution is to graduate from high school.
My New Year's resolution is to attain that unreachable goal to lose weight. Yeah, I don't know if it'll work, but it might.
My New Year's resolution is to have an amazing year at UNT next year.
My New Year's resolution is just to pass high school pretty much right now. So, I mean, that's pretty much the toughest thing I have to deal with. So that's what my resolution was.
Mine is to make good grades. Mine is to make good grades also. If not, I get a whooping.
Hey, Mama.
My New Year's resolution is to lose weight and throw 65 feet and go to state.
Our New Year's resolution is to be undefeated. Yeah.
My New Year's resolution is to be a better father, a better husband, and a better administrator.
Get buff.
It's always great to hear from all of you. Thanks to everyone who contributed, and hopefully those New Year's resolutions will become New Year's positive changes for all of us here at Red Oak High School. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm India Fernandez, Hawkeye News.
Thanks, India. We'll see how successful we are in the coming months with those promises we make to ourselves.
This month's Drug and Crime Report is brought to you by the Department of Public Safety Officers Association.
This month, crime reporter Leslie Rangel shows us how the Red Oak ISD Police and the district's Safe School Committee have teamed up with Alan J. Oliver Productions to produce an informative look at the district's emergency operation plan. Leslie?
Thanks, Katie and Brandon. I will kick off this month's crime report with a look at how the Red Oak ISD Police Department is working with many from around our district and community to prepare for the worst, while working hard to prevent any such crisis situations from ever happening in our school district. For over 7 years, the Red Oak ISD Police Department and District Safe School Committee have been meeting, planning, and training for dealing with emergency crisis situations, from weather emergencies all the way to unauthorized intruders. In 2001 and 2006, the District Safe School Committee worked with local police, fire, and ambulance services from Red Oak, Glen Heights, Ovilla, East Texas Ambulance Service, Ellis County Sheriff's Office, and more to conduct 2 full-scale mock disaster drills. The drills used student actors as injured and allowed each of the teams in the district's plan to carry out their specifically designed duties in a crisis situation. The purpose of the plan is to stop confusion in a situation where seconds could be the difference in life and death. Many of us have seen tragic school shootings the past several years, and while the plan addresses these areas, it also deals with natural disasters, which are always possible where we live, in Tornado Alley, as it is called. Knowing what to do in a lockdown, evacuation, and other incidents that require specific actions by students, teachers, and administrators is the reason Red Oak ISD has been a leader in this area for many years. The district has also worked to train members of another local district, Palmer ISD, and plans to continue to work with a newly formed regional safe school group that includes Red Oak, Palmer, Ferris, Milford, and Waxahachie ISD representatives. The group hopes to do cross-training so that each district can help each other in times of a crisis at any of the schools involved. The group also hopes to gain state and federal grants in the future to help with other safety needs of our districts. This year, the district has joined with Alan J. Oliver Productions to produce the district's emergency operations training video. This video allows Red Oak ISD Police Department to do training with each substitute teacher to make sure that all students are protected when their regular classroom teacher is there or even when they are out of the classroom. The plan has a strong emphasis on parents' roles, and while all parents would have the urge to rush directly to the school in a crisis, the plan explains why it is so important for parents to go to the district's evacuation center instead of the affected campus. Parents rushing to the school can inhibit the emergency responders from getting to the area, and thus put students at a much greater risk. If you would like to learn more about the plan, you can go to the Hawkeye News website at www.hawkeye-news.com and click on Disaster Zone to watch the public version of the district's plan. And you can always email your questions to Chief Lindsay at scott.lindsay@redoakisd.org or give the Red Oak ISD Police Department a call at 469-437-6836. In other news, a date has been set for the Youth Symposium presented by Red Oak ISD Police Department and Project Success Drug Education, what parents need to know about drugs, gangs, and other destructive decisions. It will be held on Thursday, March 29, 2007, from 7 until 10 p.m. at Red Oak High School. We will also have breakout booths set up from help organizations and agencies such as Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Family Connections, Reach Council, drug treatment facilities, police, fire, EMS, and more. Check out the website at www.hawkeye-news.com. Until next month, thanks to the Texas Department of Public Safety Officers Association for their continued support on this segment. I'm Leslie Rangel, back to you in the studio.
In one of the biggest events of the year, the Project Success Drug Education Program put on a night of laughs at the annual Miss Red Oak pageant. Yes, Miss, not Mr. and Ms. Red Oak, on February 17th.
This year's event featured 6 women and no men for the very first time in the pageant's history. The cafetorium was packed with supporters of the contestants, and they were not disappointed. For more on this story, we go to Hawkeye News reporter Lindsay Love to see who the big winners were this year. Lindsay?
Thanks, guys. You're right. Here at the Miss Red Oak pageant, it was standing room only as contestants from many schools throughout the district did their best to impress the judges, all in an effort to raise money for Project Success and drug-free Red Oak ISD students. The pageant featured outstanding acts from Paige Hunt, who was Sandy Cheeks from Wooden Elementary, Brittany King as Babe Diedrichson from Shields Elementary, Terry McAdams, who was Dolly Parton from Red Oak Elementary, Donna Seals, whose character was Rocky, the female version of Rocky Balboa, known as Rocky and the Rockettes of Eastridge Elementary, along with Coach Stephanie Baldry, who was Bonnie Parker of Red Oak Junior High, and Jane Ann Shipp as Calamity Jane for Red Oak High School competed for the crown of Miss Red Oak. This year's winner of Miss Red Oak 2007 was Miss Paige Hunt, whose character was Sandy Cheeks. All the contestants did a fantastic job, and the big winners were drug-free Red Oak High School seniors who will receive financial scholarships later this year. All the contestants put on a great show, and entertainment was provided by choir members from Red Oak High School as well as student choirs from Eastridge Elementary and Wooden Elementary. Also performing and doing a great job was the Red Oak Junior High High Steppers drill team, who performed under the direction of their sponsor, Miss Diane Holden. Pageant coordinator Michelle Border and stage designer Donna Knight also received a special gift from the Parents Committee for all her hard work on the pageant again this year. Pageant coordinators reported the event raised over $5,000 for drug-free Red Oak ISD students. Seniors should check with Miss Cleveland in the counselor's office to get an application for Project Success scholarships. A special thanks also goes out from Project Success to Red Oak Elementary, Wooden, and Shields, who took part in a penny campaign that raised over $2,000. Red Oak Elementary Principal Rachel Kistner and the Project Success representative for ROE, Blake Sapp, represented a large check with their winning amount to Chief Lindsay. Presentations were also made by Mr. Selman for Wooden and a group of students from Shields who represented their school. The pageant was a great deal of fun for all who attended, and you can check out the photos and videos of the pageant at our website, www.hawkeye-news.com. Thanks again to all the contestants, pageant coordinators, and all who worked to make this a fun night of laughs and helped raise money for many ROHS students. We look forward to seeing what Project Success and the contestants put together for next year's pageant in 2008. For Hawkeye News, reporting from Red Oak High School, I'm Lindsay Love. Back to you in the studio.
And what has become a tradition of sorts, many of us here at Hawkeye News will be heading out to visit local elementary schools and the intermediate school in March.
Teachers were given the chance to sign up for a time slot to have the news team come visit their students, and the dates have been set. The tour will kick off on March 26th with our first visit scheduled for the second graders at Shields Elementary.
The tour filled up very quickly this year, with an additional date being added to fit in all who wanted to meet the Hawkeye News team. Our team members will be at Shields on the 26th at 9:30 to visit the second grade, followed by an 11:15 a.m. visit to the second graders at Red Oak Elementary. From there, the team will make a 1 p.m. visit to our friends, the first graders at Wooden Elementary.
On Tuesday the 27th, the team will be at Red Oak Elementary for the third graders at 9 a.m. and Wooden's Kindergarten at 11:30 a.m. The tour will continue on Thursday with 8:45 visit to Red Oak Intermediate's 5th grade class, GT class, and 11:15 visit to Shields' 3rd grade class, and then back to Red Oak Intermediate to catch up the remainder of the 5th grade GT students at 1 p.m. The tour will wrap up on the 30th with visits to the 2nd graders at Wooden at 10 a.m., 1 p.m. at Eastridge for the 4th graders, and 1:45 for the 3rd graders at Eastridge.
The Hawkeye News team will talk to students about our show's slogan, Leadership You Can Depend On, and will answer questions the students may have about the show.
We are always excited to see our younger viewers and to get a chance to sign photos for those who would like them.
It's an honor to be chosen to represent our district on Hawkeye News, and we look forward to seeing you elementary and intermediate students next month.
While February is a short month in calendar days, it's clear that it's a busy month around Red Oak ISD.
We thank all of our viewers for watching, and for all the teachers and administrators who allow us into your classrooms each month. Join us in March for our spring break edition of Hawkeye News.
We also would like to remind you that we would really love to hear from you. So if you have any news ideas, comments, or suggestions, you can write to us at hawkeyenews@redoakisd.org or give us a call at 469-437-6837. And don't forget to check us out 24/7 at www.hawkeye-news.com if you missed any of our reports or need more information on the Hawkeye News team. I'm Katie Stanglin.
And I'm Brandon Scott. Until next time, thanks for watching.
And make it a great day.